The Money in the Ladder Bank is one of the most important matches of the year because the winner gets this Money in the Bank suitcase that they can cash in anytime, anywhere, and get a championship title.
I'm cashing in right now!
We got a video today by Wrestling Gifts and it is titled, Who Should Have Won Every Money in the Bank Match? Oh, by the way, this video is recommended by Jordan McCluskey and he said, can you react to Who Should Have Won Every Money in the Bank Match by Wrestling Gifts? On it!
Money in the Bank 2024 is less than a month away. The
It's
night
actually
where
less than a
stars can be
week.
made, bodies are broken, pushes are set in motion, and sometimes where very weird decisions are made. The Money in the Bank ladder match is iconic. Not only is it the hardest match to win in the damn video games, but it's a match that can easily create a superstar. But with 24 men's Money in the Bank matches in history, there's been a fair share of fumbles and missed opportunities. So let's go back and take a look at every single Money in the Bank match and decide who really should have won.
Okay.
We begin at WrestleMania 21, the legendary night where the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match took place. 6 wrestlers killed each other for a briefcase, and despite Edge
And
winning
destroyed
and
each other, not really
traumatizing my
killed.
childhood 9 months later, they couldn't have picked a better person to win the first ever match. Despite Shelton Benjamin going out like Prime Kobe up in here, this Money in the Bank literally made Edge's career and transformed him into the
Nice.
slimy, disgusting piece of shit
Yeah.
we all love. Perfect
love.
winner, perfect cash in, and cemented
I
the
wish
Money in
he's
the Bank as
back
a
in
true star maker.
WWE.
For sure the right winner. Next up, WrestleMania 22. Now looking back at this was such a weird Money in the Bank match. Following up a match filled with ladder match legends the year prior, we got a ladder match with Finlay and a 56-year-old Ric Flair. How Ric Flair didn't die from this bump, I will never know,
my
but RVD winning
God.
this was 100% once again the correct call. Lashley was too young at this point, Matt Hardy was Matt Hardy, and yeah, Shelton winning would have been cool, but guys, it had to be RVD, especially with how legendary the cash-in and ECW One Night Stand was. It had to be him. Next up, WrestleMania 23. Probably my favorite Money in the Bank ladder match of all time, and I think I can speak for all of us who were kids watching this back in the day. We all wanted Jeff Hardy to win this. He didn't, but hey, at least he killed Edge. That's good enough for me.
But
Mr.
it's
Kennedy
so
ended up
weird
winning-
that he didn't win because I feel like Jeff Hardy is one of these veterans who are really good at he's a high flyer, he's really good at jumps, and I feel like ladders would not represent a big challenge to him compared to other wrestlers.
this match, and this was supposed to set up the biggest push
is
we had
this?
seen in years. Mr. Kennedy was gonna be sent to the moon with a briefcase, but he wasn't because he was injured and lost a briefcase to Edge,
no.
and we know what happened there. And honestly, it all worked out. Kennedy won the match that he should have won. Edge took the briefcase from him and proceeded to become Supreme Master, slimy piece of shit. It all worked out for the best, except for Mr. Kennedy, but I don't think
poor
anyone's
Mr.
complaining.
Kennedy.
WrestleMania 24 in 2008, this is the first one
savage.
where I would actually change a winner. As much as I love seeing CM Punk clap Edge and give him a taste of his own medicine and cash in on him, I don't think this was a time for Punk to win. I don't think he was ready yet. Ideally,
Really?
this would have been the perfect time for Jeff Hardy to win, but he just had to get suspended and caught for drugs.
Yeah.
Again, Chris Jericho winning this match would have been pretty fire.
That's
Imagine
Hardy's
08
biggest
Jericho
problem.
slowly transforming into the evil character we loved, beefing HBK, punching his wife, but the whole time he has a briefcase with him. Ultimately, they did everything they could have done with a
punches his wife
briefcase
in-
anyway, so
on
maybe it isn't the
stage?
best choice, but then why not have Shelton Benjamin win? The man who would have been MVP for like 3 Money in the Bank matches at this point, who literally felt like Mr. Money in the Bank despite not winning one. If there's ever a time for Shelton
that's
to
not
finally get a push
fair.
and win the Money in the Bank,
Please give
this was
him
it.
one
But
win.
WrestleMania 25 and 09, the next year, by now, it was definitely 100% time for CM Punk to win. He was more than ready by 09, and Punk winning
Alright.
this match, becoming Mr. Money in the Bank, and breaking our heart 2 months later by taking away the title from Jeff Hardy. As much as it hurt to watch that back in the day, it's what
this is
needed to
sad,
be
'cause
done,
I
and it
love
was
both of
pulled off
them.
perfectly. Wouldn't change a thing.
Okay.
100% the correct winner. You know what I would change though? The fucking travesty at WrestleMania 26. In 2010,
happened?
these idiots, in a match that was stacked with talent, young and old, had a man named Donald Jacob Haggard Jr. win the Money in the Bank. A winner so bad, a title reign so bad that came from this, that a few months later they decided to run 2 more Money in the Bank matches to erase this terrorist attack.
No way.
Donald Jacob Haggard Jr. had no reason to win this match. What the hell were they thinking? Shelton would have been better.
I don't
Little
know.
kid Drew McIntyre would have been better. My mom would have been better.
Wait,
But
little
honestly,
kid Drew
it's so
McIntyre?
easy. It should have been Christian. The man who came back from
Yeah.
TNA, where he proved he was main event material, somehow got
Definitely.
demoted from TNA to ECW, still carried ECW
guy
on his
is
back,
so
and the thanks he
talented.
got was seeing Donald Jacob Haggard Jr. take his briefcase. Christian winning here would have been amazing. Instantly taking him to the main event scene, adding so much star power to SmackDown. The possibilities were endless. Edge versus Christian for a world title becomes a
Yes.
reality. Everything
Oh
was
my
right there. But
God.
no, they went
Hell
with this
yeah.
guy. The first true fumble in the history of Money in the Bank.
When they
A
don't
few
know
months
how
after
to tell a
Mania, we got the
story.
first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which gave us 2 more ladder matches. One for Raw, one for SmackDown. Kane ended up winning the SmackDown one, which even back then, just him holding the briefcase just felt so weird. But he cashed in just 15 minutes later to
Why is it so weird when like Kane or Undertaker is like fighting for Money in the Bank? You know, like it is so weird seeing badasses like them, monsters like them, go for a briefcase. Like, you know, like I don't understand this.
get the title off an injured Rey Mysterio, which was the entire purpose of him winning, so it's hard to really challenge that and call it a fumble. Miz ended up winning the Raw one, and this, as we know, just started the whole trip of the Miz cashing in, Angry Miz Girl, Miz becoming a main eventer, and somehow ending up in the main event of WrestleMania. As much as I would love to say like, oh, John Morrison should have won, the briefcase literally did the best job it could. It took this man to the main event of WrestleMania. Hard to change that, hard to fight that. Money in the Bank 2011, Daniel Bryan ended up winning the SmackDown briefcase, and he was 100% the right choice and the logical choice. Now on the Raw side, Alberto Del Rio winning, I can't. By 2011, I was so done with Alberto Del Rio. Like, he just didn't do anything for me. By this point, he had already won the Rumble this year.
See, like,
and when you
the
look at
things
this match
that I love how the matches that he chooses that to be matches that should have not have that specific winner are literally the people who I have no clue about. So it kind of does prove his point about these people that they should not have won these matches, because I don't think they left a huge impact on the company for me to be talking about them today. I might be wrong. I am probably clueless, but I can tell you, as someone who just got into WWE the last year, I have no idea about these winners. Like, they genuinely like don't strike anything, like literally.
The pool, guys, R-Truth was on some shit. Back in 2011, R-Truth as a heel was putting up Will Chamberlain numbers, smoking on TV, clowning John Cena fans, being straight up delusional. Del Rio, this was R-Truth's moment. Del Rio was just such a boring, bland choice, but for some reason, the company just loved pushing him. Money in the Bank 2012, though, you gotta keep everything the same. Ziggler winning was awesome, legendary, everyone knows that. Cena winning the weirdest Money in the Bank match you could imagine. I mean, take this in. They had a Money in the Bank match with Cena, Big Show, Jericho, Kane, and The Miz. Oh, what are we doing here? But Cena winning here and cashing in and becoming the first person to ever lose their cash in.
I feel like Money in the Bank should always be devoted to maybe people who don't get a main story going on, but they deserve it, or a main character syndrome. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, John Cena definitely doesn't need Money in the Bank to achieve some type of championship. He just needs to go there and just ask for it. You know what I mean? Like, this should be given to underdogs who kind of need the push. At least that's my opinion. But it's not changing. It's even today we have like Drew McIntyre, we have Jey Uso. We have so many of them who are competing today who are not underdogs at all, but they still have a chance to win, and it's gonna impact the story definitely. Like, it means big deal if they win. But it's not like they do need it, you know? They could have done it without it.
We got his goofy ass face when he won. 2013 though was a trip. If you go back and watch the world title Money in the Bank match, it is insane to see how over Cody Rhodes was back in 2013. The fans were begging for him to win. They were going crazy for him. It was like he was 2024 Cody out there, but he lost, and Sandow ended up winning by turning on Cody, which wasn't the worst thing. It's just that he lost his cash into Cena, and then they basically pretended like this match never happened because they unified the titles. So it's crazy to look back at this match because it didn't matter who won. Cody, Sandow, Ambrose, Chris Benoit, no matter who won, they were not getting involved in the title scene once it got unified, which is pretty sad because this match literally meant nothing. Orton won the other one, the real one, the one that actually mattered, which makes sense. He screwed over Bryan a month later, became unified champion. It was what it was. I think it was the right choice. 2014 comes and you have Seth Rollins winning it and cashing in at Mania. Like, come on, this is perfect. No one can hate on this. No one can deny this. The biggest home run they've hit since Edge back in 05. 110% the correct winner. Elevated Rollins straight to the top. Moving into 2015 though, this is where things get a little funky. 2015 was such a weird time to be a fan. The roster was so cooked at this point that Sheamus won the briefcase looking like this, and it was like the most whatever win we had ever seen. Sheamus, solid wrestler, finally getting the respect he deserves. I respect it, but in 2015, was anyone really hyped for a Sheamus Money in the Bank win? The whole match was full of people who, even in hindsight, I don't see them winning. I think the person who should have won this match was someone who wasn't even in the match. I guess that's kind of cheating, but if there's any match that needs that help, it's this one. 2015 should have been the time where Bray Wyatt won the Money in the Bank. Bray Wyatt at this point still had that aura. He still had that swagger. He still had that cult. He still had the magic. He lost to Cena the year before at Mania. He lost to Taker this year. But what better way to build him back up and give him his fire back than by bringing him back to the main event and giving him the Money in the Bank? I feel like there was so much momentum left with the cult gimmick. You give Bray the Money in the Bank. There's so many things you can do. So many cool little shenanigans. In my opinion, he wins Money in the Bank here and goes on a run. His career is changed forever. Now, would have been 100% success? I don't know. I can't say that. But 2015 just seemed like the perfect time to take that risk with Bray. He was still new enough, still fresh enough. He hadn't been cooked yet. They could have really done something here. In 2016, 11 years after the first Money in the Bank, they had Dean Ambrose win the briefcase. He cashed it on the same night. Great moment, great night, great match. Set up the 2016 SmackDown we love so much perfectly. No problem whatsoever. But by the time we reached 2017, 12 years after the first Money in the Bank match, this is where things just get ridiculous. The Money in the Bank had a great success rate. Yeah, there were some fumbles like Del Rio and this idiot, but overall we had some great moments, great cash-ins, stars were made, and more often than not, Money in the Bank was serving its purpose. But after 2017, this is where Money in the Bank just died. In 2017, Baron Corbin won the Money in the Bank match, and this was like the stupidest thing we had ever seen. Now, Corbin winning wasn't the worst thing at the time, but his run with the briefcase was actually mentally challenged. I don't know how else to describe it. Just 3 weeks after winning, they had this man cash in and lose his cash-in match to Jinder Mahal. Bro, this idiot won a 6-man ladder match just to lose to Jinder Mahal. Why would you even give him the briefcase? I don't care what came out. I don't care what backstage political he had. You gave him the briefcase, stick with it, let him do his thing. Nah, 3 weeks later, losing to Jinder Mahal. What are we doing here? No way in hell they would have let this happen back in 07, 08, even like 2013, 14. They would have figured it out. They would have done something. But here, what was this? And the most annoying part is like literally
I feel like whenever you have Money in the Bank ended with the person who's cashing in losing it really quickly after like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks even after, I feel like the Money in the Bank whole event would be like for nothing, you know. I do definitely think should be a rule that they don't lose it that quickly, and if they lose it, like they have to like milk it as long as possible before they do. But in the majority of the cases they should win. Like this Money in the Bank should possess like 99 proof win for them a title and then work from there. You know, don't just give someone a chance to get a title just to like lose a chance. So what's the point?
Else could have won the match. Owens, Styles, Nakamura, Ziggler, Zayn, any of them could have won. Any of them should have won and just got a rocket and just done their thing. But no, that makes too much sense. Owens winning makes too much sense. AJ winning makes too much sense. No, let's do this to Baron Corbin. Then 2018 comes and it's time for Braun Strowman to win the Money in the Bank match. All right, respect, cool. Let's see where this goes. 2 months later, he's relinquishing the briefcase and he's getting slapped by Brock Lesnar. Yo, what the hell are we doing? Braun Strowman was a whatever choice back in 2018. He didn't really need it. He was already Braun Strowman, the monster. True. Like back in 2018, everyone already thought that he was a guaranteed future world champion main eventer. And the crazy part was him winning the Money in the Bank actually ruined his momentum. How the hell does that happen? But when I look back at the 2018 Money in the Bank, I think Samoa Joe should have won this. Samoa Joe wins, gets his Money in the Bank, becomes a demon, goes to SmackDown, cashes in on AJ Styles or something, and it's AJ chasing him instead of the other way around. I think it could have been special. He could have made some magic. But no, let's just waste it on Braun Strowman. Great guys.
Oh, no.
And then there's 2019. Yes, the legendary Money in the Bank match where 7 men killed each other for 20 minutes, falling off ladders and dying for the industry, just for Brock Lesnar, who wasn't even in the match, to walk out, climb the ladder, and just take the briefcase. Great.
How
Just
is that?
legendary,
Wait,
amazing booking. Because when I think of
how is that even possible and allowed? Disqualification, renewal of a match. If this is a possibility, then what's the point of all of these people qualifying for the match if someone can just hop in and pick it up?
Someone who needs the Money in the Bank, I think of Brock Lesnar. Why the hell would he need to win Money in the Bank to get a rematch for his title that he just lost? He's Brock Lesnar. Why clap the 7 men who actually wrestled for no reason? Listen, Brock was hilarious with the briefcase and everything. I get that, but there was no reason for this. Heel Drew McIntyre should have won this match back in 2019. This made so much sense back in 2019. It would have elevated Drew McIntyre faster and earlier, and honestly, it could have been one of the situations where he could have slowly turned face even with the briefcase. But no, why would we do that? And then there's 2020. Can you even call this a Money in the Bank match? But did Otis really need to win this? Yo, what happened to the briefcase I loved? And then just to tarnish it even more and just destroy it, piss on it, ruin it, Otis wins, never cashes in, Miz steals it from him, cashes in,
No way.
loses the week after.
How can he steal
Great.
it?
Amazing. AJ Styles should have won this. Fresh off the Boneyard match, he could have got his lick back, he could have got some swagger back, could have got some of that aura back.
AJ
Let him be
Styles.
Mr. Money in the
He
Bank.
quit.
Would have been better than Otis winning and then losing and then whatever the hell happened. As you can see, they did not care about this briefcase whatsoever. When it comes to 2021, I feel like a lot of people might go back and want to change this and might be like, oh, I wish this person won or this person should have won. I'm still fine with Big E winning. I think it was a cool moment. The fans were so happy. Like, if you go back and watch it, the fans were going crazy. They're rabid. They love it. He definitely deserved it. I thought it was a cool moment. Now, the only thing I would change is obviously the booking of him after winning the Money in the Bank. But on this night, I think he still should have won. He was the right choice. Now, in 2022 with Austin Theory, like, yo, bro, what do I even say? Austin Theory won the Money in the Bank and then cashed in on the US title and then lost. How does that even happen? How is that even allowed? How as a society did we go from Money in the Bank in 2005, 06, 2012, 2013, whatever, to this? A total joke, a total waste of a Money in the Bank year. And realistically, no one who won was going to do anything anyway because
But to be honest,
Roman
like, we need these losses as well to make it more legit. Like, we cannot know 100% when they are cashing in that they are getting the title. Then it becomes too predictable and boring. So having these moments of it, like, makes sense as well, but it definitely puts this like sour taste in your mouth when you know that when you are watching Money in the Bank, like, even if you get a winner, it means nothing.
Had the titles hostage, but this idiot, really, honestly, it should have been Sami Zayn. So much more fun, so much more drama could have happened. I think it would have been the best option.
Was
I think
he
it would have
then
been great.
honorary
No, let's give it to Austin
Uso?
Theory so we can cash in on the US title, bruv. And still have him lose. And lastly, finally, the 2023 Money in the Bank, Damian Priest ended up winning.
Like, I was so scared. Like, I was like, I'm gonna spoil myself the 2023 one. But at the same time, I know that Damian won. Like, I knew he had the Money in the Bank because he cashed it in and now he has a championship. He has a championship. But, like, literally, you guys, I don't know who he competed against or anything. I'm gonna probably spoil that here, but I will be watching still the full match, because even if you spoil who participated in a match and who won in a match, you still would watch the match for its full action impact or storytelling or whatever goes beyond it. So I will be reacting to that on my Patreon, patreon.com/supportbunny, if you're interested in checking out my reaction, and I will be doing that literally these days before the actual Money in the Bank 2024.
And cashing at Mania, and who's still the champion right now as of this moment, who's about to take on Drew at Clash of the Castle. Great cash in, respect. He won the match. It was cool. It's fine. But I can't lie. Part of me still wishes that LA Knight had won that match. Just imagine at WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre wins, he beats Seth Rollins, and then it's LA Knight's music that hits, and he's the one who comes out, and he's the one who takes the title. Crowd would have went crazy, even more crazy than they did. It would have been a really fun, great moment. I don't know, I envisioned that, and I'm like, damn, that would have been special. I don't mind Damian winning. It's still no problem. It's still really cool. But like I said, LA Knight winning just kind of speaks to me a little bit. But yeah.
LA Knight, maybe it's like a personal choice of his that he wanted LA Knight to win. I don't know if LA Knight had any type of story there that was really important. But with Damian Priest, we have a really big story that kind of interferes with other stories as well. And it is very important now that he has this championship, the Judgment Day, Finn Balor questioning him, maybe getting betrayed very soon, playing on the solo kind of card without the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan, like everybody, it's kind of like intermingled at this point, and having Damian winning this championship and acting as a champion beyond the Judgment Day, making all Judgment Day question everything, I think it is way better than a solo LA Knight winning, because LA Knight, like, it doesn't impact anyone else except LA Knight, you know. So we'll see.
As you can see, for a long time, from 2017 to 2022, Money in the Bank made no sense. The winners, the booking afterwards, it was all cooked. But with Triple H back at the realm and how they treated Damian Priest, there's a lot of hope for Money in the Bank going forward, and I think it's finally going to get the respect that it deserves. But yeah, what a crazy history for Money in the Bank. All in all, if you look at the first 11, 12 years, they didn't really have that many fumbles. Yeah, there's some things you would change, but more often than not, they were hitting on everything. They were making it work. Money in the Bank had some respect. It had its aura. It meant something. It's it's just the past few years from like 2017 to 2022. Like I said, that's when everything kind of just went all over the place and Money in the Bank just started to mean less and less and less. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What matches would you change? Who should have won some Money in the Bank matches? Let me know down below. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Gifts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys with the next one very soon. Till then though, take it easy. Later guys.
Take it easy. You as well. Thank you so much. I genuinely, like, I cannot question who won, who didn't win in the previous ones and who should have won, because I haven't seen them, so I really don't have any credibility there to say anything about it. However, I do think with Triple H we have something really special with WWE, and I don't know, like, I cannot even compare it with Vince's reign, because I wasn't there for Vince's reign. I do check a lot of older videos and I do get educated on those, but at the same time I feel like with Triple H now as head of the company, we have been seeing a lot of improvement when it comes to every single event and how it all is connected. Like, one thing I noticed, they have been connecting a lot of championships, titles, wrestlers, stories, and when everything is all in one, representing a company and a brand, it works so perfectly, because you can have at the end of, like, someone in Raw getting injured and then someone in SmackDown getting the aftermath or a result because of that. Something happens to someone else in Smack. Like, I love how he's literally combining all of this together. I think Triple H is doing great to the company and I'm loving it. I am here for the story, definitely. And they keep us on the edge of our seats. Like, we do kind of can, like, predict what's gonna happen, and we ask for it, and we ask for things like for Cody Rhodes to finish his story, and the company does listen, but a lot of times they do surprise us, pleasantly surprise us, and I love that. I love that they still manage to surprise us even today after so many years of having wrestling and WWE. Like, it's crazy. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and check out my Patreon for more WWE content. Patreon.com/supportbunny. I will leave a link for everything that I mentioned. Have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye!